Hi guys, my name's Brittany. I'm going to be taking care of you this evening. Can I get you started with something to drink? My name's Taylor. I'm going to be taking care of you. We're just down a couple servers. Can I just get you something to drink really quick? I'm so sorry it took a long time. Okay. Yeah, it'll be a few minutes on that though, if that's okay, because we're just super busy right now. Okay. All right, thanks. I'll be right back. My name is Jonathan. I'll be taking care of you this evening. Do we fancy a couple of drinks? Maybe a squash dip artichoke. I don't know, maybe that's something fancy, who knows. Hey guys, how we doing today? My name's Chad. I'm gonna be hanging out with y'all today, okay? We're gonna do some shots. What are we gonna start with? Some Fireball? Hi, my name's Michaela. I'm gonna be serving you. Do we wanna start with drinks? Okay, just a water? Okay, all right. What's up, guys? What are we drinking tonight? I'm just making a joke. It's Kevin Kennedy, six-figure server. Today we're obviously talking about the greet. The greet is absolutely one of the most important steps of service, and it's also very important that you switch it up, because as you can tell by Brittany and all these people, there's very standard greets, and they're all overused, and they're just terribly stupid, and I hate them. So today, we're going to be talking about the greet. The best way that you can do a greet, I'm going to teach you in 3 easy steps, okay? All right, so here's some fuel for your fire. Why is the greet so important? Well, it's the first interaction with your table, with your new guests. It sets the tone of how your experience is going to go. It allows you to understand who they are in a quick couple minutes so that you can tailor the experience totally to them. We are going to do another video about tailoring the experience to each table, and it's so important that you're not the same person at every single table. Typically, you have about 7 seconds for somebody to make an opinion on you. So those first 7 seconds as you walk up to the table, which I call the approach, is super important. Personally, I walk up to the table, I stand there, and I smile until every single person looks at me. So I'll let you finish your conversation. I'm not in a rush. I'm here. Whenever you guys are ready, I'm ready. A really good way to approach the table is to just take some time real quick, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. But if you just set your attention of what are you trying to put off, what's your intention at that table. Personally, I want you to know I'm here to take care of you. I love serving. I quit my big boy job to come back to serving. So why would I not want you to feel that and to understand that I actually care about being at your table, and I'm super excited that you're sitting with me. And at the end of it, I honestly say thank you very much for letting me serve you guys tonight. And people have no idea how to respond to that. They're like, thanks. It's awesome. I love throwing people off like that. But you want that same kind of intention of, hey, look, I'm here to serve you guys. We're gonna have a great time. You made the right decision sitting down at my table and coming to my restaurant. So we need to reaffirm that they made the right choice, because as soon as they walk through those doors, they call and put their name on the call ahead list or make a reservation, they've made a purchase decision that they want to go to your restaurant. And they're lucky enough to get you. So you have to reaffirm, hey, listen, you guys made a great choice by coming here tonight. We're going to have a great time. I'm going to give you phenomenal food. I'm going to give you great alcohol or a great Coke product. But if you don't believe that you serve great food, and you don't believe that you're serving a great product, honestly, you should find another restaurant, because it's going to be the same thing everywhere. And that's the great thing about serving, is we get to pick and choose which restaurants we want to work at, especially if you have a track record and you have great performance results and you have a lot of regulars. And the other great thing is it's your own business. Your regulars follow you wherever you go. It's awesome. So we need to reaffirm that they made the right decision, and I need to pump you up, because you guys are sitting with Kevin Kennedy, and your whole world's about to get rocked. And if you're pissed off and you're not happy today, somebody cuts you off on the way to work, I don't care. You're going to be happy as soon as you leave. You also have to remember that you're their consultant. You're their coach. You know the menu, you know the restaurant better than they do. So you need to learn more about them. The number one rule of sales is to ask questions and listen. If you're talking more, that means you're a bad salesperson. And there's a lot to sales and serving, right? And that's how we make money. So we need to ask questions. The first thing I ask, I always get personal first, and it throws them way off, because if you watch those greets at the beginning, that's what people are used to. And as soon as you say something different from those greets, then you're automatically a different server and they're going to start listening to you. You have 7 seconds. Typically, I walk up to the table. It doesn't matter if I'm in a rush or not. If you're my only table, or if I have 7 other tables, you're going to feel like you're the only table. So I slowly approach the table and I stand there and I wait and I just smile. And as soon as I have everyone's attention, I say, good evening. Here's the big thing that most servers don't do is you have to let them respond. Sometimes I'll say, good evening, how are you? You know, and I work in that more casual place, and you have to adjust this based on the style of restaurant that you work at. I work at a pretty casual place, so I'm like, good evening, how are you? How you doing? And I stop and I wait for them to respond because they're gonna say, we're good, how are you? And you say, I'm fantastic. And every time I say I'm fantastic, I always get a great response from them. They're smiling, they're like, oh, that's awesome. You know, and I've set the tone now for you guys got a good server. I've reaffirmed that you made the right decision. I've got you excited that you're sitting with Kevin Kennedy. Right? So after I do that, a lot of times they try to just, oh, I'm gonna take a lemonade, I'm gonna take a water, whatever, that's fine. You gotta readjust this. But typically I go into what are we doing today? Are we doing anything fun and exciting? And usually when I say, what are we doing today? People, because those greets are so overused, they just assume I'm asking them what they're drinking. But no, I'm asking you a personal question. What are you doing today? Are you doing anything fun and exciting? And here's why I ask that. This is the biggest question you can ask your table, right? I'm going to find out, are they here on an occasion? I mean, you can ask the question, are we here for anything special? In some places you can do that. You know, higher end places, you only go for something special. You can ask that, but so you can tailor it to how nice or how casual your restaurant is. But if I say, what are you guys doing today? Anything fun and exciting? I leave it very open-ended and they're going to share as much as they want. Usually the kid's going to tell me, oh my God, we went to the zoo and it was so awesome. I saw a giraffe and it was like this big. I'm like, man, that's awesome. You want to shout a fireball? Not really. Kind of, you know, it's funny. So obviously I'm not going to give kids fireball. Don't do that. You have to do it in the right way. But that's a little disclaimer we should put at the bottom. I got way off track. That question's going to tell me they're going to share their most important thing about their day. We're here for his birthday. One day I had 2 different 21st birthdays that day. And I actually served both those tables their first drink because I asked that question. If I didn't ask that question, they probably would have volunteered the info, but it's a lot harder to get that out of them. So I've dropped their walls and now they're like, oh, I'm going to talk to you about me. People love talking about themselves. So then, oh, it's his birthday. We're from out of town. We went to this cool place today. We went to an attraction. Oh, awesome. Where are you guys from? That leads into a whole conversation. Now I can have a 2 to 3 minute conversation just about them, and I can learn a lot about them. But it all starts with, what are you guys up to today? Then to transition out of personal to business, I say, when was the last time we were here? Open-ended question. There's about 4 responses I'm going to get. Well, it's been a while, a couple years. It's been a couple months, been a couple weeks, or never been here before, first time. If they say I've been here, or it's been a couple weeks or a couple months, that tells you their frequency. That means they come every couple months or they come every couple weeks, or they're a regular. If you ask, is this your first time? And I'm a regular, I'm almost offended and I don't really like you because you kind of rub me the wrong way. So is this your first time? No, dude. Literally I sit at that table like 4 times a week. I'm here all the time. But if I say, when was the last time we were here? Like 2 days ago. Awesome, fantastic, we're gonna have a great time. So I'm gonna do a whole video on how to treat your first time guest, but initially, if you're first time, I want to introduce you to me and I want to introduce you to the restaurant. So I'm gonna do a menu too, I'm gonna walk you through everything. And now you got comfortable, you understand everything. I'm also gonna share my personal favorites, which by the way, about 80% of the time they're gonna order. You gotta have fun with it. And so when I'm sharing specific things, I'm like, do you guys like shrimp? They're like, yeah. I'm like, man, 5, you guys qualified. My personal favorite has shrimp in it. Really, really good. I would say 95% of the time they're gonna order what I recommend, especially if you pump it up. And that's not a cheap dish. They don't know. They just love your excitement about it and your passion, right? So that's how you transition into it. You're their consultant. You got to ask questions. You got to understand who they are and what they're doing. That also sets up the experience that you're giving them. So here's what I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to look at how you actually do a greet. So, over your next shift, just observe, how do I greet a table? What do I say? Do you do the normal, which is fine because everybody does it, but do you do the normal unconscious server style where you're like, hi, my name's Kevin. I'm going to be taking care of you tonight. Can I get you started with something to drink? I'm going to go off on a tangent right now. I'm sorry. If you ask me, can I get you something to drink? I'm going to say, yeah, I'd love something to drink. And then you're just going to stare at me until I tell you what I want to drink. We could just skip all this and just be like, what are we drinking today? That's better. Or I can look at you and, part of our job, unfortunately, is to kind of judge and feel out who's that person, which these questions allow you to do. But I can tell, well, and you can even just ask, well, you guys into beer, wine, cocktails? And they might just tell you we don't drink. I'm like, great, I got sweet tea, I got peach tea, strawberry lemonade, upsells. Or I'm gonna be like, all right, cool, what do you guys usually drink? There's another consultant question. What do you guys usually drink? Beer? Fantastic. So I challenge you to understand and observe, just become aware over the next week of your shifts. How do you greet the table? I want you to look at what you say, how you feel. Listen, I get nervous even still on my first table of the night. I don't know why, but I just walk up and I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go. But then I take control of it. I do my greet and everything's fine. So just understand how you feel, how you think, and what you say at the table. Then I want to challenge you to answer those two questions, because those are two very important questions. What are you guys up to today? And tailor that however you need to. Are you guys doing anything fun or exciting? And if you're in a fine dining, are we celebrating anything tonight? And if you're in a casual bar, say, what are you guys doing today? Anything fun and exciting? That's just my personality. And say it the way that you do. It's your personality. You got to be real with your tables. Ask that question and ask, when was the last time we were here? And then you reaffirm that they made the right decision coming back. So try that out. I'd love to hear from you. Post your comments down there and see what your experience is with that. Love your feedback on it. What questions are you asking? Did you find anything else that works for you in your greet? How do you greet differently? How do you guys rethink the greet? You can also hit us up on Instagram at Six Figure Server, and I'm at Six Figure Kevin on the Instas. Peace out.